everybody, welcome to Face the Music, a bit of a reminder of some music we used to listen to, or maybe not in this case, and some more current stuff as well. And we're on unlucky episode 13 today, so I thought maybe I'd switch it up a little bit and play some musical firsts for me. First album, first CD, first concerts, that sort of thing. So I've started off today with Bobby Vinton, which is a song called There, I've Said It Again. And this song was number one the week I was born, so that'll give you a bit of a heads up on how old I am, really old. And apparently, well, he would be probably best known for most people as the singer of Blue Velvet, but he had a ton of number one songs back in the day. And this was the last number one prior to the British invasion. So after this was number one, I think the following week or a couple of weeks later, the Beatles were number one. So anyway, he's a crooner of the old school. So a few other firsts was my first album that I ever bought was something called Sound Explosion, which was one of those K-Tel compilation albums that was really popular. A lot of kids that I went to school with at the time had that. There were tons of stuff. I was smoking in the boys' room. I remember I Don't Like Spiders and Snakes, stuff like that, all sorts of different stuff. Let's see, let's move on to the first 45 I ever bought. Well, there were two that I bought at the same time, and one of them was Mamma Mia by ABBA, but I think we've all been ABBA out at the moment, together with this song, which, I'll turn this up actually, maybe so you can hear a little bit better. Had some complaints about low music. Which is Starland Vocal Band, Afternoon Delight. So I think we could safely classify these guys as a one-hit wonder. I think they still might get together every now and again for one-off shows, that sort of thing. And I think I probably bought it at the time. I might have been like 11 or 12 years old. I had no idea what it meant. And it was probably number one on the chart. I think I ran into the record store and went, what's number one? I'll take this. So yeah, I bought this, ABBA's Mamma Mia, and I also bought the Beatles' Helter Skelter, which for some reason was released at that time in the mid-70s in 45, so I'm not really quite sure why that was. But, so I bought that one, I bought those three together. And then as far as CDs go, I came into the CD realm a lot. CDs have been around a while before I actually got a player because I was a poor student and I had student loans to pay off. So the first CD that I ever bought was U2 October Baby. So, but we'll talk a bit more about U2 in another episode. Moving on to concerts. First concert, I've mentioned a few of these in previous episodes. First concert I ever went to was Nazareth. And I've got a little rock memorabilia for there. That's an actual button from the concert. I pulled this out of the bottom of a box before. Canadian Tour 1978. So anyway, my son's all over that. He's very keen to grab that. And then my first road trip was with friends, was Huey Lewis and the News, and I was on another road trip that was with my parents, and I saw Kiss. My first concert, this one's quite funny, I think. My first concert after I moved to London, I'll just start the music. A couple of months after I moved to London with my husband, I noticed that one of the local venues near to us was playing a band called Dogstar. I thought, I've got to go and see this because I don't know if you're aware, there's a ticket here. There's Dogstar featuring, and it's got the names Brett, Domrose, Rob Mailman, and Keanu Reeves. And I thought, I have got to go and see this. And there's the ticket. And I couldn't help but buy one of these decals here, the Dogstar. Now, how cool is that? And I've hung on to it all these years. Anyway, this is Dogstar. I had to go out and buy this because I didn't actually have any of their music, but it was a very funny concert. I dragged, well, unintentionally, I dragged my husband along to it begrudgingly. So it was me and my husband and about 25 screaming teenage girls. So it was a bit of a laugh. And it really sticks out in my mind that Keanu had a broken ankle at the time from some movie he'd been filming, and he was had a cast on his leg for the concert. So, and they stopped performing in 2002. There was actually quite a lot of music on iTunes when I had a look for this. This is a song called Enchanted by Dogstar. And they've toured in Europe and North America in the past. They've opened for Bon Jovi. One of Weezer's first gigs was opening for Dogstar, which I thought was quite good, quite funny. And I don't know, the music, I've been trying to, like, knacking my brain to try and think of who this music reminds me of. It reminds me a bit of the Foo Fighters, actually, a bit. Or if there's someone else you think it reminds me of, let me know. I'd be interested to hear. Moving on, my first concert after moving to Sydney, and all the Australians, I'm going to be able to hear your eyes rolling about this, was John Farnham. A friend of mine had an extra ticket and her husband refused to go with her, so she asked me to go, and I was like, I don't really know much about who this John Farnham guy is, but I'll go listen to anything. And you know, he's famous in Australia, he's got the big bushy mullet going, and but I have to say it was a really entertaining evening. And I think Age of Reason is a really, really good song. And he still performs now. I don't know how old he is. He's probably in his 60s now, but he's still performing at this point. So I'm now going to move on and to... This is the Goo Goo Dolls, or the Goos. And this was the first concert that I ever went to with my husband in Toronto. We went to see the Goo Goo Dolls, and oh gosh, he's gonna get mad at me, I can't remember the name of the venue. Actually, I don't have the ticket for it. I didn't keep all the tickets of all the concerts I went to, but anyway, sorry, I'm trying to remember the name of the venue and I can't think of it. A small venue, and it was great, and I remember driving there with him and him going to me, this is going to be really loud, you know, are you going to be alright with this? This is going to be really loud. I'm thinking, I'll be okay, don't worry about it. So the Goo Goos are probably best known for the song Iris, which was a few years after this song. This is a song called Name. And I was really surprised when I looked at, it's from an album called A Boy Named Goo from 1995. And this was their actual 5th studio album, and they've had heaps of albums after that one as well, and as I said, Iris came after that, which is what they're best known for. Anyway, that's the Goose, so kind of Steve and I have a soft spot for them. First concert with my eldest son was Good Charlotte a couple of years ago here in Sydney. Really good concert. Was amazed at how much music that they had. And the Madden Brothers are actually quite popular in Australia. That one of them is a judge on The Voice, and 2 of them are judges on The Voice Kids here, and they're just really well liked in Australia. Really well known here. And I'll move on to the last song I was going to play for you today, which is The Vaccines, All in White, it's called. And this was the first concert that I went to with my second son. And they are English, they're classified as an indie rock group. And they were opening for Two Door Cinema Club here in Sydney last year. I found the music really heavy, really punky, like really surprised me, because it didn't seem like what I knew of their music. Anyways, sorry we're running a bit long here today, but those are a few of my musical firsts. So, you know, have a think about a few of your musical firsts. There's probably some gems in there that you can have a laugh about or might bring a smile to your face. Just remember that I don't hold the copyright for any of this music. That rests with the copyright holder. And don't steal music. Buy all your music. Thanks for watching.